Wagwan. Welcome back. If this is your first time coming, welcome. I hope you decide to stick around, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you don't like this video, hey, engagement is engagement. What can I say? People always say you can't make this shit up. And I feel like this is a prime example of something you can't make up. Like, if you brought this thing, Tiger King, like everything that's in it, a screenwriter wrote this down and wrote out the rivalries, the murder plots, the possible murder of a missing husband, all of that stuff. And somebody wrote all of this down and presented it to a studio, presented it to a producer. They look at him like, what? You expect that we're gonna be able to make this movie and convince people that this can happen in real life? And they would probably turn you down. They were like, nah, this is unbelievable, so I'm not even gonna try to make it. But then you realize this shit is really happening in reality. All of that crazy is just pumped in to this little group. And other than the main character, Joe Exotic, because he's a whole bunch of crazy bundled up in one character that's just standing out to a lot of people is Carole Baskin. And Carole Baskins took to the internet to say that this docu-series is untrue. There's not much truth to it because they're trying to paint her in a light that make it seem as if she may have murdered her husband. And she feels like they're not doing enough to show the other side of that story, to say, hey, here are other evidence that I did not murder my husband. And I don't know where the evidence is, because there's little to no evidence in his disappearance. And that's the reason why people feel like she definitely killed him, as well as her comments throughout the series. And she might be saying that they're also taking her out of context with a lot of these things, but I guess it's her smile and eyes, they don't match. And that's usually where you see a lot of crazy, because her eyes are saying one thing, but her smile is saying something else. Her smile is letting you know everything is okay, but her eyes are screaming at you. They're like, no, I'm fucking crazy. But I'm not saying that Carole Baskins murdered her husband, because I don't know. However, I'm saying that I'm very suspicious of this woman, and I definitely think she may have done something involving sardine oil. She was just too convinced, or too convincing, I should say, about what you need to do to get a tiger or a lion to be attracted to someone's shoes, or to be attracted to something. It's like, that's so specific, Carole. I don't know. They're saying that the reason why Carole did not kill her husband and feed him to the lion is that you would see more evidence. And I'm just saying, well, she has multiple big cats. I'm not saying that she fed an entire human to only one cat. There are multiple cats there. If you cut him up enough, then the meat grinder that she presented to them, that she showed them, is a smaller meat grinder, and that the directors and producers and all those people creating this docu-series took a video of someone grinding meat up on a larger grinder to make her look as if she is possible for her to grind up meat that large, meat as large as a person. But when you think about it, the small grinder that she's saying that she would have put the meat in, how much large animal can you feed using only a small grinder? You would need something more heavy duty. So yes, she might have a small grinder, but she might also have a larger one. So it doesn't really matter what evidence this person who's going to try to prove that they're innocent is presenting. Because if you're the guilty party, you're gonna say whatever it takes to make people think that you are not guilty. So where's your husband? You know more than you're telling. You got all his riches, all his millions of dollars, and he just disappeared. I'm pretty sure if that man was doing something where he was gonna disappear himself and try to pretend as if he's dead, he would have had a lot of his assets liquidated so that he would have cash to run away with. And there's nothing, no trace of anything like that happening before he disappeared. So I don't think that man disappeared and went to Costa Rica. No, not at all. He's talking about how they're putting the cats in these cages. And then you look at her property and she has a whole bunch of cages. She's doing videos of herself sitting in front or kneeling down in front of a lion in a small cage.